Okay, we're up to the real part 5. Sorry for that little miscalculation earlier. And now we're going to go into some other claims. This is actually where he actually starts talking about the Proto Saturn star. Okay, we'll let him talk for a bit and we'll discuss a few things.
Proto Saturn, as I see it. Now, there would have been many more bodies than you see there, but I've included Mars and Earth and Proto Saturn because they're the main players at this stage. 50% of red dwarfs have Earth-sized planets in their conventional habitable zone. This suggests there are a large number hidden inside the red star's glow. And you can say that too because our gas giants all have large numbers of satellites orbiting quite closely. But you'll note there is no Venus at this stage. Gigantism. It wasn't just pterodactyls that struggled to get up off the ground. Scaling of muscle and bone strength shows that dinosaurs could not have raised their bodies off the ground in today's gravity. For them to move about, Earth's gravity needed to be about 1/3 of today's. Global extinction and fossilization requires far more than a simple impact. Clearly, we have no understanding of the cause of gravity. Is gravity electrical? Gigantism in the animal kingdom. Beg your pardon. The question is of fundamental importance for cosmology and our understanding of the solar system. And the answer should provide insights into the demise of the dinosaurs, the sky our ancestors saw, and why they feared doomsday. This is the crucial thing. This is the thing I asked Velikovsky. What don't we understand about gravity?
Okay, about being inside a red dwarf star. What? The thing is it'd be very hot in there, so there'd be, again, it'd just be like a burnt rock if anything was in there, which most people would doubt. And he goes, well, this doesn't look like Venus yet. Well, this is not how the solar system started, so it doesn't matter what he's drawn there. And about the dinosaurs can't lift themselves, they didn't suddenly appear full size. They grew and their muscles adapted over time, and it doesn't. I saw a recent study where they had a large. They're kind of on their tippy toes, the big plant eaters, and there's a big pad of tissue underneath that helps support their weight. Okay, that was a recent study, so give them a little credit on that. But it doesn't mean that gravity had to be 1/3 what it is today. And no, gravity's not electrical. Gravity is the mutual attraction of objects with mass towards each other, and it varies on the inverse square of the objects from one another. So, with electrical attraction, you have a positive and a negative, and that will attract, or you have like a positive, negative, and that will repel. So it's a completely different kind of force. He has come up with a scheme for the particles inside of particles, and it's very similar. It is just his way of trying to get around quantum mechanics. But that's it. There's no real mysteries of what happened here. So we'll let him talk a little bit further.
And of course we're getting confirmation of a sort from this comet visit, because all of the measurements say it has very low mass, it can't be rock. And I'm saying, no, you don't understand gravity. It may appear to be of low density, but it's made of rock. This is the kind of thing that the Earth would have been, or the situation for the Earth when it was orbiting Proto Saturn, presumably.
Just because you say so doesn't mean it's actually true. Plus, it could be what is referred to as a rubble pile, besides being contained different elements, different compounds than pure rock. A rubble pile is just a loose gathering of rocks. Some of these asteroids and comets something will come in and obliterate it, like a collision, and the matter will coalesce back together into a rubble pile. An asteroid called Bennu, I think, is a rubble pile. But there's been plenty of photographs of rubble pile asteroids and comets been taken. So, nope, just because Wal Thornhill says so doesn't make it true.
So we get to Proto Saturn's capture. Capture by the Sun is almost impossible gravitationally because there is no energy loss. There's no way of losing energy. A body coming in and swinging around the Sun will depart again because there's nothing to put the brakes on and make it go around the Sun. Electrical capture has a huge cross-section by comparison. Two stars will see each other electrically once their heliospheres, or astrospheres as they're called generically, touch. Now the Sun's heliosphere is 100 astronomical units in radius. Another star would be something comparable. So you're talking about a huge cross-section. So the chances of capture of an object is far greater than gravity would suggest.
If an object's moving fast enough or at the right speed, if it comes in close enough to a to a larger object, the way it's seen is through the theory of general relativity, where you have the larger the mass, the larger the indent in space-time it'll create. So a star would create a large indent, and if you're coming in at the right speed, your object will find its orbit. If not, it will accelerate out, just like he says. Electrical cross-section, no. The heliosphere is where the solar wind pushes out against the interstellar medium and creates a little bubble around the solar system or around the star system. So there's no detected charge overall. The solar wind is neutral. It has protons, electrons, and mostly helium nucleuses and called alpha particles, and a few other nucleuses. But the heavier they are, it's harder for the sun to push them out. But no, there's no big charged sphere around a star.
Actually, I'll explain more about this when I give my presentation on cosmology, this change in gravity and so on. So Proto-Saturn changed from being a star, that is an anode in interstellar space, to becoming a cathode or cometary body in the Sun's heliosphere. And like all cathodes, surface material is electrically ejected and the body may fragment under internal electrical stress. And this is the kind of thing which the ancients reported.
In their view, in their view of things, is when a cometary body gets closer to a star, it's like well, cathode's the negative terminal, but as it gets closer to the star, it gets electrically excited, and it pops up. And that's what they're saying about Saturn, is that it, under the stress will fragment. There's no real evidence of this. It's just basically they're made up stuff. They don't like collisions. They don't like thermal physics. They don't like quantum physics or relativity. So they come up with these things. And that's it for this part. There's going to be at least one more part, and maybe another one after that, and maybe a bonus one, because I recorded him doing a talk with a podcast called Demystifying Science, which is what a lot of skeptical and science podcasts like Skeptic's Guide and This Week in Science and Science Friday and Big Picture Science. Demystifying Science is their version of it. We'll look into that later. Okay, have a good day. Hopefully, have a good day. Bye.